confirmed dates. We handed that out to you. Those dates, the only thing on there that is not set in stone, and you see the question mark by it, is the physical program. They're working the program right now to get the easiest, most user-friendly program they can so that you don't have to drive, so you don't have to spend extra time, so you can get your kids' physical taken care of in a timely manner at a low cost. Okay, they're working with a hospital and trying to get it all organized. I think the effort is to try and make it beginning in an athletic period at a middle school for each of the middle schools, and then continuing on until 5:30 or 6 in the afternoon to get them done. But we're not sure yet. So stand by for that. As soon as I find out, I will send it out to you. It's going to happen pretty quick because it's probably going to happen in May. So I may not have all your email addresses typed in there. So watch flyers coming home. There will be email things sent home from GISD, phone things like that. So try and keep informed. Performance course. I saw a tremendous line out there at the performance course. Of course, everybody had to go see them. I hope that you all took advantage of it and got signed up for that. That is one of the biggest reasons our team goes where it goes. You cannot, and I never would have even fathomed this when I showed up here. I was not a football guy. But you cannot show up on August 8th and expect to perform in a football team. We haven't done nothing all summer. You can't eat ice cream all summer, watch TV all summer, expect to perform. So this is a great, great event. And what it is as much for safety as it is for anything else. Because if your son goes to this program, his body will be conditioned and he will be in a safer place when he shows up for football practice. So if you don't know about that and you need to know about that, contact somebody. You need to get your kid in that program. Physical, we talked about that. Keep blowing right on by. Another one. Team meal program. This is a confusing thing for many of you, and I'm going to try and say it for you one time for you slow here because it is a little confusing. The GISD has always provided for the football players of the varsity team to feed them for every away game. They feed them going, and then they feed them after the game because it's a late night. The reason they do this is they don't want any kid to go hungry and go through school, not have anything to eat. Some parents work and aren't able to get there and give them some food, and it just makes it a better opportunity for them to get some nourishment in their body because it's not safe, again, for a kid to play hungry. The Booster Club, 2 years ago, started providing food for away games for the freshman and JV teams. We did that out of our budget. We paid for it, same deal. Anytime a team is going away, it is legal for us to buy them a meal. Okay? Now we do it through the GISD. The GISD actually writes the check, and we reimburse them for it because that's how we have to do it. That's not the team meal program. That's done no matter what happens. That happens for every child that plays from 9th grade up through varsity through senior and high school. The team meal program is there because for two reasons. First of all, there are, again, not a lot of opportunities for some kids to get nourishment before they play a home game. The second thing is it is a team cohesiveness building unit time. What happens is your son, if he is a freshman, your son leaves on a bus from Crossland, he comes over here. We have prepared food. Last year it was pasta fina. This year it's Joe's pasta. We will have pasta, bread, a banana, and Gatorade waiting for them with parents serving it in the meeting room down by the pavilion. They don't have much time. By the time they get over there, they got boom, 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 and it's off to a game. That's what we do for the freshmen. For the JV team, we did the same thing last year, and I'm not sure whether we're going to keep it there or we're going to do it in the cafeteria, but they will have the same thing. They will have a meal to eat. For the varsity team will actually, last year they ate in the cafeteria. This year they will load up on a bus, go down to Joe's, they're closing their restaurant, and they will feed them at the tables in a dining environment, a team-building exercise. Now, they have worked with us to drop that cost down and sell it to us at a very reduced rate. It is outstanding food, folks. What you have to do as a parent, I cannot, as a Booster Club president, and Dwight Butler cannot, as the athletic director, pay for your kid to eat a meal at home. If he does, two things can happen. The football team can lose its whatever accreditation or whatever. They get punished, and your kid can lose his year of eligibility if he eats that food and he hasn't paid for it. I don't like, if there is a kid that has a problem paying for it, the last thing I want to do is tell him, I'm sorry, I can't feed you. But if I do feed him, I'm in trouble, the school's in trouble, and he's in trouble. Now, I'm in too much trouble because, well, they're going to fire me. But he's in trouble, and our goal is to make sure the kids don't get in trouble. So that is what happens. Now, that $30 covers your son for the entire season. I gotta have it. If I don't have it, I have to turn him away. I'm sorry, but I have to do it. So, if you know of a kid that's got a problem, somehow paying for food, I need $30 that is designated in his name. I don't care how I get it, but it can't come from me and it can't come from the school. So, he needs to hand me a check or cash for $30, and we will check it off. If for some reason your son signed up today, or is going to sign up tomorrow or the next day, and he pays his $30, and before the first game of the season he decides this is not for me, I will give you a full refund. I'm not here to take your money. Well, actually I am. But that's in the sponsorship program, not for food. So, is that perfectly clear? I want to make sure everybody understands, because that has always been, for 3 years now, people have asked the question, and it's just a very difficult thing to understand, the difference between away and home game. So, enough about the TVL program. Sponsorship program. It is becoming rapidly, painfully aware, I guess it should be the right term, is painfully aware that before long, the Booster Club is going to be the sole provider for sports in Granbury. And not just in Granbury, but in the state of Texas and probably in the United States. They are whacking. They're whacking money right and left. Now, I don't know if anybody had an opportunity to see what we purchased with sponsorship money that was posted on that big banner up there, but it'll also be at the football games. But our sponsors we can't live without it. We've got to have it. We have a board out there that's a bronze board. That's a $100 board. It has 72 slots on it. We have yet to fill it halfway ever for a year. There are 90% of the families in this room and in this program that should be on that board. The Titus family, the Smith family, whatever family you want. If you want to put your kid's name up there, I don't care. You tell me what to put up there, give me the $100. As long as it's good, okay to print, I'll put it on. Okay? So that's what we need from you. What we're looking for is I want every single person that is in the football program at high school, and that is probably 250 kids. I want everyone to bring in a sponsorship, whether it be a $100 sponsorship or a $5,000 sponsorship. Every single kid needs to do that. And if you do it, you will have all of the new helmets, all of the new pants, all the stuff you need, and charter buses to drive out of town when you win that championship game. Educate. I hope we're doing that. We'll kind of do that as we go through. We're just trying to make sure you understand what the program's about. If we haven't, then you need to ask me. Please do this. If you're on my email list, before you send me an email asking me a question, look back at the 52,000 emails you've gotten from me and see if I didn't already send that out, because chances are I already answered the question. Okay? But then don't be afraid to ask it again. If you can't find it, send it to me. I'll try and be as gentle as possible. Excited. We want you to be excited about this program. I think you probably understand that I am. I'm excited about it. My family's excited about it. The coaches are excited about it. The kids are excited about it. I want the families to be excited about it. It is something that you should learn to live and breathe and be excited about. It's one of the great things that's happening today. We got all kinds of issues out there in the United States and the world, but this is not an issue. This is a great thing. And you need to jump on board and throw your heart and soul into it, and it will give back to you what you put in it, I promise you. Organize. We're doing that. We got the organization down. I don't know if anybody was here last year and saw it, but we got rid of the choke points. I thought it went a lot smoother this year. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about organizing the program. But we are getting there. The whole program is getting smoother and smoother and more well-oiled as we go along. And that's our goal. We want to make this a great experience for you, and that means it has to run smoothly. Motivate. We want you to motivate. We want to motivate your kids. We want to motivate your kids to be the best they can be and be the best part of this team that they can be. We want them to make the team better by their presence in the room. And they can do that whether they're the number one starter or the last guy on the team. They can be that person that is the keynote and the turn pin or a key pin in this whole program if they choose to do so, no matter what their capacity. United. One thing that we are sadly missing in Granbury, we have been living the "my kids gotta play" program since I moved here 11 years ago. It was more important to have my kid be the superstar than it was for the program to succeed. We've got to get rid of that. We need to understand that it's more important to be a part of the team than it is to be the superstar on the team. There's lots of people out here to talk to you about that, but I can tell you this. If you run the program with honesty and integrity, like the coaches do here, it's easy for a kid then to go, I'm on board with that program. So you've got to get your kid. There are a lot of things in life that are not fair. This place is fair. The more effort they put into it, the more they'll get out of it, and they have got to be in there to be a part of this team. And I've seen some of the most unlikely kids. I'm not going to put any names out there, but I watched a kid in 7th grade, and I just said, why is he, I didn't think about it. I just a dad understands, why is he there? He's never going to get there. That's what I thought personally. And you know what? Son of a gun, he wasn't a big leader on the team. And he's a senior this year, and I got to say, about 2 years ago, I turned to my wife and I said, man, I was dead flat wrong. That kid is the president, and I would have never guessed it. And he just turned himself into a leader. He did it by hard work and determination. He busted his tail every day, and it paid off. I'm telling you, if your kid wants to do it, he will do it. That's just the way it is. Team. That's what we're here to do. We're here to build a team. And we're trying to build a team. We already built a team. We're trying to keep that team going. They hit a pinnacle last year, but it's not high enough. Okay? I'm not saying you have to go to an additional number of playoff games every year to make it a successful season, but I'm saying you don't want to go backwards. You may take some dips, but we want to keep fighting and push forward. Just like the stock market, you can take a dip and go down and have a bad season, but you better keep a steady climb, and it will get there. The team that played in the state championship game out here against Euless Trinity, Pearland was their name. If you go back and look at their record, they were not a whole lot different than us 10 years ago. They were having some rough times, and they were not bigger. Trinity was bigger, Trinity was faster, Trinity was stronger, and everybody in the United States knew that Trinity, who was the number one team in the nation, was going to whoop up on Pearland, and they weren't even going to watch the game. Well, it didn't happen that way, folks. Pearland took it to them, and they took it to them with skill and with speed and intelligence. And I'm telling you, that's where we are today. We're on that program, and we are a couple years behind where they are, but we're on the same track. So trust me, it will happen. This is not a flash in the pan. This is a steady progression.
It's real simple. You got 2 more quarters and that's it. Now most of you have been playing this game for 10 years. You got 2 more quarters, and after that most of you will never play this game again as long as you live. Now you all know me for a while, and for a long time now you've been hearing me talk about being perfect. Well, I want you to understand something. To me, being perfect is not about that scoreboard out there. It's not about winning. It's about you and your relationship to yourself and your family and your friends. Being perfect is about being able to look your friends in the eye and know that you didn't let them down because you told them the truth. And that truth is that you did everything that you could. There wasn't one more thing that you could have done. Can you live in that moment as best you can you're perfect. I want you to take a moment, and I want you to look each other in the eyes. I want you to put each other in your hearts forever, because forever is about to happen here in just a few minutes. I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to think about Boobie Miles, who is your brother. And he would die to be out there on the field with you. And I want you to put that in your hearts. Boys, my heart is full. My heart's full.
What Billy Bob was trying to say there, for those of you who need to be interpreted, I think you probably figured it out. 4 years ago, we had 75 individuals dressing out in the same locker room, running out on the same field, and losing all the same game. And last year, I saw a team of 75 guys, and for the most part, not 100% yet, for the most part, any one of those guys would have done anything for the other. And that's where we have to get. We have to get to the point where every single kid on that team is going to do their best to help the other one succeed. And when we get to that point, then we have a team. Now, it's easier to do that when you're winning than it is when you're losing. So now that we're winning, it's time to pick that up, and we need to do it. So now it's time for the GMS cheerleaders. Please give me the lights. Okay, I promise we're going to speed this up. We're going to speed it up because I got to get going here. Lights back off there, Pilgrim. Piddle over room. Pirate's a good student, okay? They cannot put their faith and trust in you as a player and spend their time on you if you are not going to perform in the classroom, because you will not be there after the first 6 weeks. They're not going to do it. So if you're not a student that's willing to do it, and they will help you with tutoring sessions, figuring out what the problem is, they will lead you out of those, but you have got to do the work. Next. Pirate's a good role model. You went too far. Pirate's a good role model. We have got to be above reproach. If you notice in the paper, anytime a UIL math student gets in trouble, it never even makes the front page. But boy, you let a football player get in trouble and see what happens. Big, bold print. We've got to be role models. We have got to show the rest of the schools how to act. So you need to be above reproach, and if you think it's a bad idea, or you're not sure, it probably is a bad idea. Pirates in the gym every morning. You cannot expect your buddy to be in there working his tail off every day and you not be, and expect you to have a cohesive unit. You have got to work together, and you've got to be in there showing your spirit and your intention to help him out all along the way. A Pirate makes his team better just by being there, and that's kind of what I went back with the other guy I talked about earlier. You can do it no matter what part you play, whatever role you play. You can make your team better just by being there, but you have got to do it. I can't do it for you, the coaches can't do it for you. A Pirate's a gentleman. That's something that we're kind of losing in this society, and we need to show the rest of the world how to be gentlemen. We dress you up when we send you to games. We can dress you up. Now you've got to act the part and be the gentleman, okay? A Pirate supports his coach. No matter what decision you think he makes bad or good, you must be behind him. You've got to understand that he's not where he is because he just happened to get lucky. He's where he is because he earned it. So if he makes a decision you don't agree with, you need to back him 100%. That goes for the players, but it particularly goes for the mommies and the daddies, okay? Let your kid go, let him play, support him best you can, and support the coach in front of him. All right, DMS cheerleaders, lines, please. $1,000 in federal income tax, or you give $1,000 to property tax, that $1,000, what dollar amount do you think actually affects your son? Maybe 25 cents. Maybe, probably less than that. But if you give $1,000 to this program, we have an opening county program. We spend very, very little on anything administrative, and if it is, it's for things handing out to your son, which actually is in for your son, but we call those administrative deals. Majority of our money, every penny goes back to your kid. It is great tax dollars. You give us $1,000, $1,000 goes to your kid. So help us do that. A parent helps raise spirit. Whatever it takes, whether it means you want to be one hanging up flags, you want to be out, start your own cheer section in the football stadium, I don't care. You got an idea, we will support your idea. I'm not going to do your idea for you. I got all the ideas I need, and I got all to build me for the next 10 years. But if you've got one, bring it to us, and I'm going to say, hey, great idea, do it. Grab your folks and get it done. Help us build the spirit in this town. A parent demands good grades from their son. It starts at home, folks. We can't beat it into them unless you're beating it to them at home. And I don't mean beat them, I mean, you know what I mean, figuratively. We need your help. We need your help to keep your son up on track. And with Skyward, it's easy to do. Follow him, find out what he's doing, and fix the problems. A parent demands their son dress properly. We don't do baggy pants. We don't do earrings. We don't do chick jeans. We're not chicks, okay? We are men. And that's it. Well, I can't make a man out of a boy if he's wearing chick jeans, okay? Fix it. Dress it properly. And we had a coach here a couple years back that set this whole thing in motion. And I was there one day when he stood up and said, I had a call from a parent and they said that I couldn't tell their son how to dress. Apparently that guy doesn't understand. I can. Being in a football program is a privilege. And if he doesn't want to toe the line and dress like a proper human and not wear chick jeans and not wear his pants down around his ankles and not let his boxers show, he doesn't need to be in a program. And that's what's going to happen. So, parent keeps their son off of drugs and alcohol. Okay, this is a huge one, folks. The first time they get caught with drugs or alcohol, it is a mandatory 10-day suspension. If it's in school, it goes to 90 days. Okay? The second time, I think it goes directly to 90 days, no matter where it is. And the third time, I think it's a ban completely. We can't have them on drugs and alcohol. You have got to help us do that. If you are not home sniffing your kid's clothes, no matter whether he's an honor student or the lowest student in class, if you're not sniffing his clothes, you are making a mistake. Find out if he's doing drugs, if he's doing alcohol, get him some help. If you need help, come to me. I'll find some help for you. But keep him off of drugs and alcohol. It is a problem in society. It's a problem at this high school. It's a problem all around the United States. We can be above that. And this program here will help him if he will allow us to help him. Yeah.
Both to school and from school. But hopefully, they've known about this for a few days now, and hopefully they've gotten that home, but if they hadn't, I need to make that announcement. Now, along with that, everybody that we have will be working out in the afternoon. We're Monday through Thursday. We start at about 3:45 and go till about 5:30, and we're done. On Friday, we will scrimmage. Every Friday, we will scrimmage. So, most of you in here know me well enough now. We want you out there. We want you watching practice. We want want you out on the field. We want you to be a part of it. You are the Pirate Nation, and we want you out there. So again, I've talked longer than I normally do. Appreciate you. Let's keep it rolling. Thank you.
One last event, we're going to bring the GMS and AMS and Cross Ninth Grade Center cheerleaders all together for one last year. Give them a